Welcome to Behind the Book. I'm Christian Tessman, and today we're discussing The Devil in the White City. For those who don't know, Erik Larson, author of the book, took an indirect path to the point where he is today. Instead of becoming an English major at the University of Pennsylvania, he spent more time in history classes and looked at becoming a law student. Larson took several jobs in publishing and later in journalism, however, including a job for the Wall Street Journal, which forever changed his career focus from history to writing. In 1999, Larson finished his breakout novel, Isaac Storm, and soon set his mind on writing historical nonfiction pieces. In an interview with Robert Birnbaum, Larson expressed how, upon finding the story of Dr. Holmes and his actions at the Chicago World Fair, what really caught his eye about the story was a combination of the White City and the dark actions going on behind the scenes. Larson's experience as a journalist, however, were his strongest asset in writing The Devil in the White City. The story of H.H. Holmes, while known, is not a common topic covered in courses on history or crime. The details of Holmes' life are also hard to come by an absolute historical fact. Larson's ability to find this information is no doubt a result of his work as a journalist and a need to interview people and dig deep for the facts. A little bit more background on the Chicago World Fair. The Chicago World Fair, or more commonly known as the World's Columbian Exposition, was a world fair that took place in the summer of 1893 in Chicago, Illinois. Designed to commemorate both the 400th anniversary of the landing of Christopher Columbus in the Americas, as well as to show American resiliency in the face of the 1871 Great Chicago Fire, the fair attracted millions of people over its 6-month lifespan. The fair saw the introduction of inventions such as the zipper, spray paint, juicy fruit gum, the dishwasher, the Ferris wheel, and many others. This long time period over which the fair was open, coupled with the insanity of trying to put it all together within a few years, gave Larson a multitude of options to explore in regards to storylines. His penchant for seeking out the most thrilling stories possible, while maintaining their factual integrity, leads Larson to pick out the most harrowing people and to describe events from multiple viewpoints. Now, over to Joe for thinking about themes.
Hi, this is Joe Shangraw with Thinking About Themes. Today we're looking at Devil in the White City by Erik Larson. And this book was really interesting because it more follows two different stories. One of Daniel Burnham, the architect of Chicago's World Fair, and then another of H.H. Holmes, who's a serial killer at the fair. So, in the part about Burnham, Larson follows his struggles in the construction of the fair, like the poor working conditions, the time constraint. He only had 2 years to put this together, and the conditions of the city at the time. It was really polluted, industrial, and dirty. It was known as like the Dark City, and he's really focuses on the theme of Burnham trying to build his own legacy by making the city great and making this beautiful fair. But also he had this issue where he was trying to work in the ideas of other architects, other nations, other businessmen, all of whom wanted their say in the fair. So Larson, he adds in a ton of specific details and historical anecdotes while describing this construction. He gives step-by-step procedures of building each building and every little aspect of the fair. Like in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, he goes through like the whole, like, almost the script, basically, for, like, this hour-long show, and then other instances, once he puts in the entire menu for a dinner that Burnham eats at, which some of it can seem a bit excessive. When following Holmes, he uses that same level of detail, and he does it more, though, to develop Holmes' personal relationships with his colleagues and the people who eventually turn out to be his victims. The most interesting part about Holmes is he's able to perceive himself to be a normal person. He's intelligent, charming, all the women compliment his like bright blue eyes, and this lets him really draw victims towards him. He doesn't actually have to go out and find people to kill, but people will do what he says because they're just in love with him. And he's able to masterfully put this plan together where he builds this huge hotel with all these bad parts and no one's suspicious about him. It's just like the builders don't recognize the locked rooms and secret traps he's built. And it's interesting, though, because Burnham and Holmes actually are portrayed kind of similarly by Larson. They're both these intelligent guys who always get their way done, but their legacies, of course, are very different, as Burnham's one of the best architects of the time, and Holmes is one of the worst people in the history of the U.S., as one of the first serial killers. Now to Kevin in the recommendation room.
I'm Kevin Cox. Welcome to the recommendation room. So I found Devil in the White City to be intriguing in both storylines. The architectural design and strategic planning of Burnham to finish the fair on time, as well as Holmes' attention to detail and lackadaisical approach to his murders. Overall, Larson writes an effective, true crime historical book that is essentially two stories, Burnham's and Holmes'. Although the two main characters' stories are occurring during the same event, the Chicago World's Fair, their stories never intertwine, nor do the characters ever meet. This aspect could frustrate some readers, who may feel that this makes the story less connected overall. However, Larson managed to present it in a way that's not confusing, alternating between each character every chapter. I feel like your enjoyment of the book really depends on what kind of person you are. For example, if you're someone who's interested in this time period of American history, I would definitely recommend this book, as Larson relates it to other people and events of the time, and you'll definitely learn something. However, like Joe touched on earlier, this level of detail can be one of the reasons some readers won't enjoy this book. Those who are expecting a fast-paced, suspenseful story throughout, this isn't the book for you. It feels like Larson is dragging on about the architectural aspects of the fair at some points, going into too much detail. I personally found myself skimming through Burnham's sections to get back to Holmes' more interesting storyline. Additionally, if you're not someone who does well reading about gore, Holmes' story is definitely not for you, as Larson extends his specificity to these sections as well. In the end, although it may be too detailed for some, you'll gain knowledge about this important event in American history, while also learning about the gruesome actions of one of America's first serial killers in a somewhat detached storyline. Final rating, 3 out of 5.